There's a really amazing quote I love that goes like this: "If I've seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." I'm pretty sure Isaac Newton said that when he discovered calculus or something. And in today's video, we're going to do that, but for e-commerce, okay? We're going to be standing on the shoulders of Theabbody, which is a $396 million per year e-commerce store. They have an incredible Shopify store that I'm going to dissect for you, and we're going to get ideas that we can implement into our own stores. If you don't know who I am, my name's Ari. I run a company called alchemylab.com. I'll go here real quick. We're an agency and accelerator, so we have a really cool community. We have a great agency team, and I hold and own a variety of e-commerce businesses, which are really cool. And that's why I love to do this. I love to explore these, pique my own curiosity, get ideas for some of my own stuff, but also it's fun, so I want to share it with you guys. Anyways, Theabbody, they sell all sorts of products related to massaging, wellness. Actually, they started really with just this gun. They were called the Thera gun, and then they expanded into a suite of different wellness products aimed at recovery. And it's super cool, actually, because it kind of gives you a nice blueprint of how you can build your e-commerce business over time. And they rebranded to Theabbody. Now, I have some pretty crazy alpha here, and including, Rihanna, they invested. Rihanna's investment company, or actually as an individual investor, she invested in Theabbody back in 2021 in their venture round that they did back then, which is kind of interesting. And another very interesting side note here that's kind of high level is that Theabbody actually acquired another e-com brand called PowerDot. And now if you just go to powerdot.com, it just leads you straight to Theabbody, which is funny. It's cool. And here at the bottom, we can see that they published some research around the PowerDot product. So this is a really good idea right away that, like, as soon as I saw this, I was like, ooh, I want to, check this out. Because if you have some sort of wellness store, I do have one of my stores is in the wellness category. And this is such a good idea to actually just use published research that you can gather that can sort of give more authority to your products. Another thing I thought was interesting, they literally private label their products for big brands. So they have AG1 here, corporate gifting. That's kind of an interesting angle. I feel like I've never, ever really thought about that. You could get some pretty big bulk orders, and if you have a good supplier relationship, this probably wouldn't be too hard to pull off. But super cool. Now they're opening stores as well. Of course, though, we like to focus here on this channel on Shopify and direct to consumer, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. But I think it's the best way to go to focus on direct to consumer because you own a lot of the experience, the shopping experience, the customer data, and it just allows you to build a more profitable e-commerce business than something like Amazon or TikTok Shop. Not that you shouldn't use those channels. Those are great channels, but Shopify is just the GOAT in my opinion. And if you know how to run meta ads, for example, which these guys definitely know how to run meta ads, I'll show you some of their ads here shortly, then you can do some damage with just Shopify and Meta. So as you see, this is kind of their suite of products now. It's pretty impressive how they're just consistently bringing out new products. Now they even have an FDA cleared LED, red light mask. They call it an LED mask, not a red light mask, which is kind of interesting. This, I believe red light does have a lot of proven, studied benefits. So that's a really genius product. And they just kind of made it in their own branding and design language, which is super cool. But they're still just riding that trend, right? Like I post a lot of trends on X, and people ask me why sometimes, and that's really why, because I like to stay on top of what's in demand, right? What people are really looking for, because then you can do it in your own style, or sometimes you don't even have to really do it in your own style. But yeah, this is another big, like, quote unquote winning product that I've seen in the past. But these guys just did it much better in terms of design. And let me see. Yeah, so all sorts of products. They have really a unique suite of products. But in one way or another, I've seen these products in different forms, which is what I find interesting, right? They're doing the same thing I'm doing, which is just kind of finding the demand and then capturing that demand at a next level, which with their design language and product development capabilities. So super dope. I mean, that's amazing. Let's look at this landing page now. This is kind of the next step. We're going through the funnel here. Really nice landing page. You can pay with PayPal, which is really nice. Believe it or not, PayPal is widely used. Even though I've hated on PayPal in the past, I gotta say I use PayPal a lot too, man. I don't know why. It's just kind of easy to pay with PayPal sometimes. Pay a lot of invoices with PayPal. I receive payments with PayPal. It's just a good platform to use, unfortunately, but they can hold your money if you're an e-commerce business, so you got to be careful with that. But I haven't had many issues with them in a long time. I actually bought the stock not too long ago, and it's done quite well. But yeah, first of all, they have this holiday sale tag, which I think is really good. It's kind of like a scarcity, a way to push people to buy. And I love things like that because as gimmicky as they may be, they work. And ultimately, I would rather sell more than less, especially if, this isn't really harming anybody. If anything, it's helping people save money. But as you see, they got clear benefits at the very top. Let's look at this in mobile view so we can see. Order by 12/22 to receive it overnight. And then they got award-winning FDA cleared LED mask. Then they have the discount, quick benefits, super brief, easy to read, 3 benefits. Clinically proven to improve fine lines and wrinkles, firmness, and just overall skin tone. Real result, boom, they're diving into the results right away, which makes so much sense, right? People just want to know that this works. They don't need to know the whole science behind it, right? Like, you don't need to explain how this all works right off the bat. You can just tell them, hey, look, this works. This is what happens when people used it for 8 weeks. Really clever. And then they get more into the actual proven science behind it and all that. This is so well done. I absolutely love this landing page. It's just so simple and easy to follow. These guys are brilliant. And they even have an app now, I guess, which, it fits in with their skincare tool. So yeah, they're diving pretty heavily into skincare, which is pretty fascinating because they were, to me at least, known as a sort of sports recovery kind of brand, like exercise brand. And now they're going into skincare, which is pretty cool and inspiring. I don't like the idea of putting myself in a box. And I love when companies do the same. They don't put themselves in a box. They kind of just go after different problems that they think are worth tackling. Here's kind of the power dot that they purchased. It's this product, which funny enough was like a massive drop shipping product for a very long time. Don't sleep on drop shipping products. I mean, the other good thing about drop shipping products, I'll say, is that they're really easy to improve, right? Because a lot of people will scale these like really terrible quality products, but they have a basic functionality and demand that people obviously want, and that's why they bought from those people. So, and I think Theabbody discovered this too, but the people selling those products, they don't know how to iterate on a product. They don't know how to make a product better, right? So all they do is just take that product, that winning product, and they just make it better. That's it. And these products actually work, which is awesome. So let's see what's next. Oh yeah, their ads. So they're running 130 different ads right now active on Meta. It's a variety of ads, a lot of static ads, which it's pretty interesting. I mean, static ads, I will say, are doing quite well these days. And they're so much easier to produce these days with AI and things of that nature. So I really love static ads. We're launching a lot of static ads for some of our clients at the paid ads agency side of Akemi, and they work well. They can really significantly impact an ad account for the better. Now, of course, let me see. They do have some just normal UGC videos. So let's see. POV, you just found the perfect holiday gift, and it's finally on sale for the first time ever. That's pretty good. I mean, this looks really nice, but I don't know. I feel like they should just send these out to some TikTok creators that actually feel authentic. Let me see what this
My
looks
recent
like.
obsession has been this little depuffing device. This is from Theabbody, and it's their new TheraFace wand. It's so easy to use and completely depuffs your face in a few minutes. So before I put on any skincare,
I don't know. This is good. And I don't know the performance behind it, but I just feel like it just feels very scripted and fake. I think this would do better with just someone just talking about it, with just a very raw iPhone sort of clip, or maybe them talking, a guy talking to their girlfriend, like in a raw way about how like great her skin is. Yeah, I don't know. I think some of these big brands struggle with like the meta in terms of what works the absolute best on ad accounts. And I think it's just because they're so big and they probably make money from so many places that they're more interested in like getting the perfect brand image than in like better, like just cutting edge performance marketing. Which, funny enough, I think cutting edge performance marketing these days on Meta is just like really raw videos, but a bit of everything. You know, some of these things obviously work super well. Like I was saying, just really simple images with the season. Let's see this.
Let me show you guys my nighttime routine with a new step that's going to be making sure you get the best sleep.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's not super engaging personally. Yeah, but ultimately, Theabody's doing a lot of things right. And I love getting inspired by brands like this. Why not try to get inspired by some of the best in your industry, right? So that's why we do this. And I'm learning a lot through it. I think it's cool how, you know, they raised a bunch of capital. They even bought out some relevant brands to put under their portfolio. So they're getting into M&A and starting to just acquire more businesses, which is very interesting, right? Like that's very interesting stuff that I'm definitely keeping in the back of my mind. And I love talking about these things. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Lastly, I will say, if you want to support me in any way, we do have a lot of recommended tools at academylab.com. For example, our Shopify deal. This is a really simple way to help us out, which is to just use our offer on Shopify, which I guarantee you is going to be the best offer that Shopify has at the time. I'm very close with them. So just use my link. You can find that in my Discord, on my website, in my YouTube videos. If I post this on X, maybe I'll post it there. And that's a really good way to support me, but then also it is a great way for you to always capitalize on the latest Shopify deal. So save that. And then another cool thing we have that is like totally free is this TikTok downloader. I use this pretty much every day because I'm always reposting my TikToks into other platforms. And it's free and it downloads in HD without a watermark. So it's just tiktok.academylab.com. And lastly, you should consider joining our accelerator on Discord. I'll show you a little bit what that's about. You can actually join for free, and I have the link in my bio in the description of this. I'm always talking to people in the community. I'm super active. I love this community. But the paid channels, I mean, our researchers are going pretty ham here. Like we have a lot of research channels here. So kind of one of the big value propositions outside of just the activity and the content that I'm making in there and case studies that I'm breaking down based on our real clients and some of my real brands, is that we also have researchers. I've actually hired researchers for a while now. You could also consider them analysts, to go through different softwares out there that are quite expensive. We actually do have a decent bit of overhead just on software costs for the researchers. And yeah, they're posting all that research in these channels. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool value proposition in my opinion. So yeah, feel free to check that out. And that's about it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.